let's talk about this past weekend in I don't even know where you were. You had so many things going on this weekend.
No,
Konnan.
we're not going to talk about anything about that. We're going to talk about this because it's important. Okay? I want to talk about, since we have Konnan here, and I'm sure everybody wants to know, what exactly, we can ask him questions if he's going to answer them. I don't know if he's going to answer them or not. What is the gist of the working relationship between AAA and AEW? Is AAA going to have any say in the way their characters are booked on the show? Is Konnan going to be involved in any of the booking of the characters of AAA, since he's the booker at AAA? How is that dynamic going to work? Or have there been any talks about how that dynamic is supposed to work? See, Kevin, I'm asking important questions, and you were going to come and bring your lame ass shit. I'm asking the hard.
The hell's going on here?
All right, so go ahead, Konnan. Let's talk about that.
Which is the first one you want to know?
Okay, the working relationship between AEW and AAA, does that mean AEW can use whichever AAA guys they want whenever they want to use them? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, who is going to be booking? Are you going to have any say in the finishes of the matches that the AAA characters work when they work in AEW? Has that even been discussed?
Probably not, but they'll tell me what it is going to be ahead of time.
Okay, who is in charge of creative at AEW?
It's like a committee, like Tony Khan, the Young Bucks, and Cody.
Okay, have you had any discussions with those guys collectively?
Yes.
Have you had discussion with Tony Khan?
Yes.
What are your opinions of Tony Khan so far?
Very nice guy. You could tell he was a humongous fan. And
wait a minute. Was he when you talked to him? Did he keep asking you questions about me?
He asked me, he's as big an idiot as he looks and sounds, and I said even bigger.
Okay, that's a very disrespectful. Okay, and I know
you asked the question.
It's fake news. All right.
I don't know.
I will say this. I will say this, Kevin.
Yeah.
Do not miss Disco's appearances on Impact, because some of them are very, very funny.
I heard somebody tweeted about one of his appearances and how he was used, and I said that seems like the best way to possibly use Disco on a wrestling show. So I'm very much looking forward to it.
Plus,
let's just be honest, Klein.
I'm going to put over one more thing. Let me put it over, because maybe the last time I put you over in a long time. When he came out, there was a Disco chant, and he somehow, by the end of the segment, turned the people against him, which I thought was awesome.
Well, we know he's good at making people hate him. I mean, there's no doubt there.
Was that a shot? Do you think, Disco, or no?
No.
Well, he's going
to call it a backhanded compliment, but I mean it.
Let me ask you another question. Then. What about the talents that are working? So does AAA still have a working agreement with Impact also?
Yes.
So AAA is going to have working agreements with Impact and with AEW, correct?
Here's what I like. Here's what I do like. And Kevin will remember this better than you, because you very rarely pay attention. When I first left AAA, one of the main things that I was subscribing to, Kevin, correct me if I'm wrong, is everybody needs to work together, right? And there was always too much people being paranoid of others. The business is fostered like this atmosphere of nobody should trust each other, work together, fuck them or whatever. And for me, it's really cool that AAA is working with, AEW, and they're working with Impact, and they're finally starting to think not like old school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's funny because when this whole AEW AAA alliance got announced,
even with Master Public, you guys weren't for a while, and now you guys are working together.
Yeah, no, and when this whole thing got announced, I was talking with Eric Mutter, Colt Icon from Lucha Central, and I said, this is literally Konnan's vision of what he's wanted to do coming together, of all these groups sharing talent, exchanging talent, what's happening. Just because some talent is going to get used on AEW doesn't mean, that they shouldn't get used in AAA or vice versa. There is enough good talent, enough good, hopefully good booking, and it really opens the opportunities. And I think it goes down again to what are the products looking like. Obviously, we know the AAA TV product and style, and what it is to watch AAA is very different than what this vision Tony and AEW are putting forward that they want to present for wrestling, different than what Impact's doing, and so hopefully this is this new potentially golden era of wrestling.
Let me just say two things real quick though. Having spoken to them, to that group that I told you about, the two things that stuck out to me is like they want to make sure that all the mistakes that were made at Impact, that were made at WCW, whatever mistakes WWE's made, that they are not repeated, and that they're not even going to be, money marks and just be throwing money crazy to everybody just to have this big roster.
That's what they're doing.
Well, you have
they're not. But they're not. I mean, listen, honestly.
What do you mean they're not?
No,
Bro, I've heard the numbers. They're astronomical. They're crazy.
Do yourself a favor. In some of your free time, go listen to the interview that Jericho just did on his show with
Jericho, Tony Khan. I listened to it.
And he's very specific on there. That look, yes, obviously you have to spend money on certain people to build a roster, but what they're not going to do is be WCW or current WWE and try to sign people just to sign people. There's only so much you can do in a 2-hour show. And obviously, like we've seen, the deals that people are going to have are going to be different.
Let me just say one thing. Let me just say one thing.
Paying guys excessively more than what their market value is, I mean, if you can't, if you're not going to put that in the... Stop it.
That's what the value WWE put on it. That's not the market value. But let me also say another.
The market value.
Let me say, there's a narrative now being that I've kind of picked up on in the last few weeks, like, well, they don't know what they're doing, and they're just being money marks and all this. I talked to them. You haven't, and so at the end of the day, I have a little bit of perspective. They know what the fuck they're doing. They're not a bunch of idiots.
I mean, the thing is this too, though, right? We've seen this so many times.
I'm not saying they're idiots. I'm not saying they don't know what they're doing.
If you're a money mark, you're an idiot. If you're a money mark, you're an idiot.
You just sat there and said, I'm using your words. Right. You said they're not going to make the same mistakes that Impact and WCW made, and right off the bat, they're paying guys way more than their market value is.
That's so how is that not a mistake? Value is, jackass, not the market value. You gotta be kidding. All right, so give me an example. Who are they overpaying for?
I'm not going to reveal because I know what some of these guys are making. Okay. I'm not going to reveal it on the air because I don't think it's appropriate. But and I know that they're paying too much.
You don't think it's appropriate? Okay, well, whatever.
But I'm just saying that it's right off the bat they could be making a mistake.
Yeah, I don't think
they want to make mistakes. It's like, Jesus, well, they're paying a lot of money.
Sometimes, and we've seen this in baseball, we've seen it in football, we've seen it in every fucking sport, not just wrestling. You got to overpay some guys to keep them. And if that might be the case, so be it. It happens in AAA too, and it happens everywhere.
I don't know. Eventually, after my appearances on Impact, after getting over so big, I'm sure they'll be calling me. But first of all, I got to get Konnan. Here's what we got to do: get me into AAA first. El Gringo PMA, the PMA Luchador, okay? Right. And then since AAA has the working relationship with AEW, I could do a run-in on one of their shows.
And put you up against Sabu.
Or Hamburger Boy.
El Hamburguesa. What's the guy's name again?
I want to hear you say it. Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's the guy's name again?
Go ahead. What do you think it is?
El Hijo del Hamburguesa?
Not too bad.
Or Chico Hamburguesa.
Yeah, Niño Hamburguesa.
El Niño Hamburguesa. That's great.
He loves that.
Boy. Yes, I do.